Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what it is. Big Ryan's the day after the Texans. Y'all, you know we starting season 6 in this thing. How's everybody? Let me grab my little old bifocals. Because you can't do nothing but start me up right now. Not disappointed. How's everybody? We good? Look here, man. You know, as usual, you know how we do it. We start off and let you know. You want to eat out, but you don't know who to trust? You should find Houston's first mobile brunch bus. From catering to private dinners, from breakfast to lunch, the brunch bus delivers. So if it's good food you trust, well, it's still the brunch bus. Good morning, y'all. How's everybody? Welcome back. I hope everybody's in good spirits. Hope everybody's doing well. This is season 6. We've been doing this for a minute, y'all. Yeah, we've been doing it, and we back to do it again and critique everything that we seen yesterday and every Sunday. Yes, right. Let me take a sip of what my boy Craig called better than Starbucks. All right, y'all. We gonna jump into it. We gonna be here all morning and none of that. That's the first one, but I gotta say this here. You're gonna have some people gonna tell you today, it's the same old Texans. They doing the same old thing. And it's easy to believe that when you see them go down and get 3-3. But there was too many occasions on yesterday where you could see the potential and just shooting yourself in the foot sometime. You know, make a big play, you got a penalty. CJ, year number 3, I'm not going to be lenient on you, buddy. Holding that ball too long a couple of times. Now, excuse me, y'all. Unimpeded pressure to the quarterback is something you can't do nothing about. But when you see the blitz coming or the rush coming, your center's blocking the man to the outside. You don't run to the outside. You know, people saying CJ should have ran on that play. All he had to do really instead of running is step up. You watch a couple of times where the Texans are coming and they come around the outside and all Matthew Stafford does is step up. Sometimes you just have to step up in the pocket. So if you go and watch that particular play, Andrews, the center, is blocking the rusher to the outside and Stroud runs right into him. Sometimes you just got to just step up in there and throw the ball or run. So there was a few occasions where that happened yesterday, so I can't let him off the hook. Like I say, this is season 3. Holding the ball, we just can't have that. I see potential in the offense. I see him changing the plays at the line of scrimmage. That was just a few bonehead plays. And let us not forget, we still shuffling the line. Even with the new line that was supposed to start, we had injuries on it yesterday and injuries during the game. And I still thought they did a commendable job. I just thought they never came out in the second half with much enthusiasm after the first drive. The Rams came out and scored, went down the field kind of quick. We went down the field and we driving. Then we get a sack, that particular sack that I'm talking about. In the very next play, Stroud hits the rookie Higgins. Higgins trying to pull it in. The cornerback really trying to knock it down. Hits it in his chest. Now, when he comes down, the ball is like this in his arm, and it hits the ground. If that's the Texans, they take that away from us. They gave him the interception. But we don't cry over spilled milk because there were too many other opportunities for us to get the game. And whenever your defense only gives up 14 points, that should be enough for you to win the game. That means you only need 17 points. You know what I mean? And we just got stuck. Because if we score yesterday and get an extra point, we win the game by 2. The defense did its job. Even though I felt like we got burnt multiple times, we still held on. But, you know, our man-to-man coverage has to improve because this is a copycat league. So you can best believe anybody that's playing the Texans is going to throw in this tape. And they're going to see there were gashes in the middle for the running game. There were holes down the seam for the receivers. And the man-to-man coverage, simply because I think they were playing off. I was disappointed in Stingley yesterday. He gave Adams too much room. After holding Adams to 2 catches in the first half, Adams got loose in the second half. We can do better than that. All our corners, all our secondary seemed like they were playing off a step slow. I don't think we were really ready to play to begin with. And once we got a little rhythm, anytime something would happen, it would completely throw us off, y'all. So I'm not disappointed. I was a little sluggish by the loss, but I still see the potential. And I've seen Super Bowl champions start the season off 0-1 and still go and win a Super Bowl, you know. So I'm not going to panic or nothing like that, but a few things that needs to be pointed out. CJ was good with his legs when he decided to use them. That was great when he used them. He didn't use them a lot, but when he did, he looked good doing it. I felt like our defense was decent. We had a good pass rush for the most part. Good pass rush. D'Amico is one of them coaches like an old Giants coach. He like to send 4. And most of the time 4 gets there. But our 4, those 2 in the middle are going to have to also be aware of the run. We got gashed a little bit in the run game yesterday. And if you go and look at how many times that Hunter and Anderson was coming around that cone, and all Stafford did, being a veteran, been around a lot of years, step up in the pocket, throw the ball. He ain't finna really run. He's never been a runner. And his back hurt. So all he did was step up in the pocket, deliver some passes. That can be done at all times, y'all. Y'all have to believe that we're going to be better on defense. I'm pretty sure D'Amico is not going to let us continue to play like that because he's a defensive coach. He didn't play like that. You're not going to play for him like that. But our man-to-man lead needed a lot to be desired. It was atrocious. I'm not going to lie. The man-to-man coverage was awful. And the games and disguises that McFay runs on you is incredible. On that touchdown to go at 14, he sent his 2 star receivers on slant patterns or cross the patterns where they had coverage, and everybody paid attention to them. And then he sent the tight end on a out pattern on the same side, and he was nobody seen him till it was too late. So those games and disguises was going on between McFay and D'Amico. That was a chess match in itself. That's why you had a game that was 14-9. You got a great offensive mind against a great defensive mind. I believe we're going to be much, much better along the way. I don't think it's going to be like that all the time. You know, we were very good on 3rd down yesterday as well. And I thought the running game could have been more productive had they stuck with it more. Chubb started to get loose a little bit in the second half. And to be truthful with you, at halftime, we had 73 yards rushing. I know some of that was CJ too. You know, at halftime, I thought we was dominating the game with they had more passing yards. They had 73-61 on the passing yards, but we had 73 yards rushing to their 37. We had 134 total yards to their 110. What got us, we had 4 penalties for 35 yards. That's what bit you a little bit. But our time of possession, 17 minutes, 29 seconds. That's the kind of stuff you do to Patrick Mahomes, keep him on the bench. But what makes people revert to, that's the old Texans. Well, you go down the field and you get 2 threes, 2 nice drives. After the first drive was just ridiculous. I don't even want to remember the first one. They go down and have 2 nice drives, but they settle for 3. Here's the catch. I've always said this here. If you go down and settle for 3 twice, a touchdown takes the lead with an extra point on you. And that's what happened. Now, maybe their second best drive was probably the one before the half. 53 seconds to get in field goal range. That was awesome. They went down the field and did that. They looked like a well-oiled machine doing that. And they also looked great after letting the Rams score in the first possession of the second half. They went down the field, was looking great, like I say, until the sack and then the interception. So we didn't, we had them yesterday. That was plenty of time for us to take advantage of the opportunities. We just didn't take advantage of the opportunity. And that I believe is going to change. There's no panic in me this morning. I believe the Texans are still division champs. I think they're still going to have to be reckoned with when it comes down to the playoffs. It's just that right now you just got to show it. On paper, you look good. And I was really impressed with the offensive line considering we had a makeshift line. And the makeshift line that's been scheduled to play and start all year didn't get to play and start because we had injuries. So, and again, I say maybe of all the sacks, most of them was on CJ except maybe one where, because like I say, when a guy comes unimpeded to your quarterback, there's not much a quarterback can do unless he's Lamar Jackson. Even sometimes he can't do nothing, So I'm not, like I said, I'm not down on the Texans at all. I think we're going to just be fine. It's just some things we have to clean up. Our man-to-man coverage has to be better. We have to be tighter. There's a reason that our secondary is considered one of the best. And it's not because you lagging off and giving people all this room. No. Get in their jacket. Play them. Stingley just got, you one of the highest paid corners in the league. Don't get your money and then go hiding on me because I know you one of the best. Lassiter didn't play up to his potential yesterday. Everybody, Bullock, Gardner Johnson, everybody seemed to step behind the Rams yesterday. That must improve. And I really believe it will. We got a Monday night game coming up. Tampa Bay coming in here. Baker Mayfield. I think we play better and beat Tampa Bay at home. That's just my opinion. I think we're going to improve on what you seen yesterday because it wasn't all bad. And again, I said, if your defense holds your team to 14, you should win that game anyway. So it wasn't all bad. It just, it's too many things that didn't go well for us. That's all that was. But I do believe Monday night you'll see a different outcome. You'll see a different team probably. They'll play a little bit more sturdier. Some of the good stuff you seen yesterday, you'll see along with some more good stuff. Running the ball is going to be essential. I like the young play call. I like what he's doing. He's letting CJ see what he see. And CJ, when you make adjustments, because one of those times when I'm saying about the unimpeded to the quarterback, CJ is at the line of scrimmage. You have to see this blitz coming. Your running back's duty is to take the guy, the free blitzer that's closer to the quarterback. Okay, well, if you got one coming up here and one coming from outside, he has to block the one on the inside. That's the closest to the quarterback. So it's up to the quarterback to either get rid of the ball on a hot route or either see this before it comes and slide the protection that way. So some of this is going to fall on him this year because now he has a lot of freedom. He doesn't go to the line with one or two plays that he can switch to. He goes to the line with the ability to change the play, period, according to what he sees. So, excuse me, there's going to be a lot on CJ's plate this year. And I think he's going to live up to it. The kid is smart. I have a great deal of confidence in him. I think he's going to be one of the greats when it's all said and done. This is year 3, so I'm not going to be much lenient on him. I'm going to call him out when I see certain things. And holding the ball reverted back to last year. I don't see him doing that too much. I see him make some great passes yesterday. I even seen him make a couple of great passes off his back foot. And I didn't know the cat was that strong. So I'm not disappointed in the Texans. I know some of y'all are still down. We haven't got up this morning. We ain't feeling it. Hey, man, stay away from them fans that when they win, man, them Texans were good. And when they lose, oh, the most sorry-ass Texans. I got a guy, I don't talk football with him. I told him, man, don't do that. Don't talk football with me. You don't know what you're talking about. And then you're not a real fan. So you can't be, oh, yeah, they win. Then when they lose, they sorry. You know what I mean? You're not a real fan. Yeah, it hurts me when they lose, you know what I'm saying? But I can say this here for sure. What a weekend this was, the first weekend of NFL, y'all. It started Thursday. You know I was happy about Thursday, even though they scared me. I got to give it to them. Down 45, they might have them a little something this year. They might be better than people anticipate, but we do have to remember that Carter wasn't in the game for Philadelphia. So let's see. We'll see about that. Chiefs and the Chargers didn't disappoint Friday night as well. Great game. And then Sunday had a slew of good games. Just a slew of them. And some surprises along the way. And the Texans, to me, was one of the surprises. I thought we'd go in LA and win. And as I could see yesterday, the opportunity was there. We didn't take it. That's okay. We'll take the next one. We won't fall short like this very often. And come Monday night, I'm going to go so far. I don't know about D'Amico now. I'm going to step out on a limb and say, Big Ryan is going to say, hey, good morning. What's up now? Big Ryan is going to say this morning that on Monday night, next Monday, we beat Tampa Bay here in Houston. And I say you see a better team and a better game plan than what you seen yesterday. And let me go back to this here. Remember I said last year, it don't matter who the coordinator is. If you're not blocking or you're not executing, it's the same thing. You change coordinators, but if you're not executing or you're not making the proper blocks, and there was some missed blocks, but the biggest factor for us yesterday also, and I can't leave without saying this here, our defense missed tackles. I thought we had got over that. There was too many times where plays were stopped short if you make that first tackle. We got to stop missing tackles, y'all. Hey, you think about this here. When they came out in the first half, when they scored, it took them all 4 downs to score, down inside the 5-yard line. It took them 4 downs to score, and if we make that tackle on 4th down, he don't go in there. We got him. We got him about the 3-yard line. We got to stop missing tackles. In order to take that to ascend to that next level that we're trying to get to, missing tackles are going to be essential. Turning the ball over. Can't do it. Not going to blame Higgins for that interception. He was going up at the high point trying to take it. The safety really wasn't trying to get the interception. He was trying to knock the ball loose. But when he swung through to knock the ball loose, it got stuck right here. So he just held on to it on his way down. That's how it hit the ground. So, I'm not going to blame neither one of them for that, and that was a drive killer because that was after the Rams had scored. And that was after CJ had got sacked. That would have been a first down. So, Again, I say I'm not going to panic about them, but we do. Defense, hey man, let's stop missing these tackles. We already having enough problem with the man-to-man coverage. You're getting beat down the seams. Like I say, that has to improve because the copycat league the NFL is. Everybody going to be watching that tape from yesterday. This is how you stagnate the Texans, they say. But I really believe the young coordinator has a lot in his tank. We need to remember he worked for Maffei the last 2 years. I know the 8 or 9 years before that he was in New England, but the last 2 years he worked for the coach we were playing yesterday. That in itself may not mean a lot, but I'm pretty sure he knew something about him. But I don't think that's what won the game for us. Missed tackles, our man coverage, inability to sustain drives and inability to make drives end in touchdowns and not field goals. This is where people will say the old Texans, because whenever you settle for field goals, that's what's going to happen. Hey, what's going on now? Whenever you settle for field goals, you're setting yourself up for failure. And even D'Amico said at halftime when we ran down and got one before they had to take the lead. And that's another thing that disturbed me because we did that, and it don't seem like we made a lot of adjustments at halftime, like we was doing the same thing, and they was doing the same thing. And they just happened to get a touchdown out of it and nothing else, you know. But that first down that killed us at the end, because even after, I'm never good at saying Goulet's name, 33 is what I call him. He actually was trying to go to the ground. If you go back and look at the play, he made a move. He seen he had nowhere to go, so he trying to go to the ground. Commend the LA Rams defender, the linebacker, they just signed him this year. That boy punched that ball out with a perfect punch. Perfect punch. And Howard almost recovered. That's why he laid on the ground disgusted, because he almost had it and couldn't get there. But that was a hell of a punch, y'all. Now, we was driving. That was the drive to go win the game. You see what I'm saying? So with everything that happened to you yesterday and against you, you still got the ball driving to go win the game when the ball gets punched out. Okay, cool. You still got a bunch of timeouts. All you got to do is stop them. All you got to do is stop them. And an old nemesis, an old problem reared its head. If you guys recall last year, I kept telling you when Petrie wasn't hurt, you don't want a safety on a wide receiver. What happened on that play when it's third down, they need a first down? Petrie's, I don't know if he tried to jam him, he missed him or whatever, the receiver burnt off on him, he in the trail technique, the receiver catch the ball, turn up the field, get the first down, they go and what they call kneel. They kneel down and go in the victory formation. So with everything that went wrong and happened against us and all that, there's no need for us to hang our head and cry. The opportunity to win the game was still there. So there's nothing that we should be ashamed of, nothing we should be worried about or complaining about, other than the fact that we didn't get the win. And you can blame that directly on us. The Rams, people understand, I was doing a podcast over at my partner G Money House, and I was saying, I did a little run on my show, and I was saying then that the Rams have a talented defensive line. We went through this same thing last year when we were playing Chicago on a Monday night or a Sunday night. Man, why they play Chicago so tough? Sometimes teams not that good overall. Man, one of the best defensive lines in the whole NFL is the New York Giants. And look at their record. So it's not about the record all the time. You got to know who you're playing against. And the Rams are talented. They got them big boys up the middle. One of them boys is like 5'11", 310. He gonna clog that middle up. It's hard to run up that middle. So you got to know what you're going against. But I'm not worried about that at all. I think we're going to be good. I think the defense is going to be great. I still think we have a championship defense. We just didn't show it yesterday at all. But we're going to be better. And in the end, you're going to see the Texans that everybody was looking for to start this season. And I didn't expect the line to be no cohesive unit in week 1. I want to look and see when they get healthy. I want to look and see what the line look like around week 6 at the bye, week 7 when they playing. Because that cohesiveness with a line helps everything. You know, they start to hang out, they start to communicate, they know what one's doing and the other one knows what the other one's doing. And CJ has to stay lively when pointing out. I seen him point out a couple of blitzes yesterday. I like the fact that he can change the play at the line of scrimmage. I love the fact that he can go up to the line of scrimmage and read what's going on. I like that. That being said, I have no doubt in my mind that the Texans are going to bounce back on Monday night. And I know I'm going to put this out here because I see a few of my people ain't got up this morning joining Tara, Janelle. Don't y'all panic. Don't y'all give up. We're going to rock and roll and nothing they can do about it. Nothing. Okay? So listen, y'all. Like I say, we're not going to hang our heads at all. I just think that we have to be more attentive to details, for one thing. And little small things can't hinder you. And you just have to play smart. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. Good teams find a way to win. Like the Rams found a way to beat us yesterday. We got to find a way to win that game yesterday. Because I consider us a good team. And everything is pointing towards us being a good team. And again, let me commit that line. It's bad. Makeshift, 4 new starters on the offensive line. They wasn't that bad yesterday. I already see improvement from last year. So I'm not going to feel no kind of ways about this loss other than I'm upset because I'm a Texan fan. But for the season go, nah, 0-1. Everybody can play one game. Not worried much at all. I'm not going to hang my head about it. You hate to let one get away like that on the road. That kind of stuff come back to bite you at the end of the season. You know what I mean? When you're tallying up wins and then you go to tally up division wins or road, you know. So you take advantage of the ones that you have. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go let everybody enjoy their day, their whole week, and everybody be safe. Like I said, I'm glad we all back here. Hope everybody in good spirits and good health. We're not going to hang our heads about our Texans. And all week long, it's still go Texans. Right on? Right on. And I enjoyed y'all, man. I'm glad we was able to get together and do this. Okay? And I'll be seeing y'all next week after a victory. It won't be Monday. I'll see y'all Tuesday because we play Monday night. And we should be on here celebrating Texans win. Say, man, I enjoyed y'all. And like I say before I go, let me tell y'all again. If you want to eat out and you don't know who to trust, you should find Houston's #1 mobile brunch bus. From catering to private dinners, from breakfast to lunch, the brunch bus delivers. So if it's good food you trust, well, it's still the brunch bus. Everybody be good, man. Have a good one. Y'all be good.